Let's talk about a band that made 5 albums and had a huge hit. And then their frontman went on to have a successful solo career. Now, I would have sworn to you that they were from San Francisco and were part of the Summer of Love. But you know what? I couldn't have been more wrong. They were from New York. Let's find out who they are. Let's drop the needle. In 1965, folk music was big in New York City, and a young folk singer named Peter Miller decided he might find success if he changed his stage name. So he became Jesse Colin Young, and he recorded 2 albums, Soul of a City Boy and Youngblood. The albums found mild success, and then Jesse teamed up with Jerry Corbett, and they became a duo. Corbett introduced Young to Lowell Levenger, who was also known as Banana. Banana played multiple instruments, but mainly piano and guitar, in the new band. He brought the 4th member, Joe Bauer, in to play drums, and the new band took the name the Youngbloods. They became the house band at the Cafe A Go-Go in New York and got a recording contract with RCA. They released their first single, Grizzly Bear, which was a mild hit and charted at number 52. This was followed in 1967 with their first album, The Youngbloods. It may have introduced them to the world, but it didn't really sell. I Like Grizzly Bear, written by Corbett, The Other Side of This Life by Frank Neal, and 2 songs that were written by Jesse Colin Young, Tears Are Falling and Foolin' Around the Waltz. This album could only reach 131 on the charts. But the Youngbloods could not be deterred and recorded their second album, Earth Music. It kind of followed the formula of the first record, some originals and some cover songs. Standouts are Long and Tall, the Wine Song, Don't Play Games by Corbett, Fool Me by Banana, and a cover of Tim Harding's song, Reason to Believe. But this album suffered the sophomore blues. It didn't sell, it didn't even chart. But success for the band was right around the corner. One song from their first album was used as music for a promotion by a local radio station and then picked up by a Christian foundation as the theme song for their radio and TV ads. Suddenly, the Youngbloods, who had been struggling for 2 years, had a hit on their hands. The song was Get Together. It wasn't written by one of the Youngbloods. It was written by Chet Powers, who when he appeared on stage was known as Dino Valenti and was one of the lead singers in Quicksilver Messenger Service out in San Francisco. Maybe this is why I always thought the Youngbloods were a San Francisco band. Get Together was re-released as a single and became a huge hit, reaching number 5. The first album was also re-released and retitled as Get Together to capitalize on the hit. Another reason I always thought the Youngbloods were from San Francisco is when Get Together became a hit, the band moved from New York to live in San Francisco. Jerry Corbett left the band, so now as a trio, they started work on their 3rd album with a new sound, Elephant Mountain. Elephant Mountain was released in 1969. Jesse Colin Young wrote 7 of the 13 tracks and co-wrote 4 more with Banana and Joe Bauer. There are great songs on this album. My favorite is Darkness, Darkness, which I played all the time at the radio station. I like the long instrumental on Sir Francis Drake, and Young's Sunlight, a good song covered later by Three Dog Night. The album moves away from jug band and psychedelic music and moves towards folk rock. And as a result, it's the Youngbloods' best-selling album, reaching 118 on the charts. In 1971, they released Good and Dusty. Most notable about this album is the song Hippie from Olema, a direct answer to Merle Haggard's big hit, Okie from Muskogee. In 1972, the Youngbloods released High on a Ridgetop. When it didn't sell, the band broke up, and Jesse Colin Young decided to go back to being a solo act. The first album he released after the breakup was called Together, and it sold pretty well based on his name. The follow-up in 1973 is A Song for Julie, which hit 51 on the charts, way higher than any Youngblood album. This album stayed in the top 200 for almost a year, making it Jesse's longest charting record. In 1974, he releases Lightshine. I like this album. Side 1 is a California suite containing California Child, Gray Day, and Lightshine. A lot of folks must have agreed with me about this record, because it came in at number 37 on the charts. In 1975, he releases Songbird, and Jerry Corbett comes back to sing some harmonies. Songbird is Jesse's best-selling album, reaching number 26 on the charts. Since then, Jesse Colin Young has released 11 additional albums. You can't think of the hippie movement and the Summer of Love in 1967 without the song Get Together and the Youngbloods. Now, no question, the Youngbloods and Jesse Colin Young went on to record other great music, but Get Together is the song they'll probably always be remembered for. This music will make you smile, and it will definitely bring back good memories from the late 60s, even if you can't really remember them. Keep it rocking. If you liked this episode, hit the like button, and you can also leave me a comment down below, and I'll respond to you. If you subscribe, we'll let you know when future episodes come out. Most of the albums that I talk about can be found at your local vinyl store or on eBay. Individual songs most likely are on Spotify, Apple Music, or Amazon Music, or even some on YouTube.